Where are you in Australia?
I'm sorry, what, Pete?
I'm
was
in
asking-
Oh,
I'm in New South Wales, which is on the east coast. That's and in between Sydney and Brisbane, probably about, I don't know, 7 hours drive from Sydney and about three and a half from Brisbane.
Oh, very good.
But not Brisbane's in Queensland, Sydney's in New South Wales. I'm in New South Wales, so I'm in the northern part of New South Wales.
Is that the Gold Coast?
It's a couple of hours drive south of the Gold Coast.
Okay. Well, cool. Very good.
yes. Wow. Well, again, thank you for joining us at this early hour. So
No, that's all right.
there's Jeff Weiss. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
Well, great. I'm delighted to see you.
Likewise.
Are you in the office?
No, I'm home today.
Oh, okay. Well, great.
I gotta figure out how to move my screen so I actually look at the camera.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, there you go. Okay.
so anyway, good to see you. How have you been?
Well, thank you. Really good.
Good.
Yeah. We are supposed to have about 25 people today, but we were supposed to have 15 yesterday, and I'm not sure what happened to people. So what I've decided to do this time is, rather than hold the people up who are on time, is we'll just start, and the folks that drop in are just going to have to catch up a little bit. So, but again, thank you all for coming for our second day of our Burned Out Who Me workshop. And let me get this turned there. There we go. So as you know from yesterday, my name is Diane Lynch, and Jeff, I think you've noticed from my emails that I've recently started this business, Sacred Earth Science, Healing Ourselves and the Planet. So the focus of my work is to help environmental professionals and leaders who are really close to the ground and helping us resolve all these environmental crises to do the work differently, to kind of change the paradigm of how we're doing our work so that we can act more from a place of wisdom and strength rather than from our habit or our familiarity. So what I'm going to do first, though, is ask people to introduce themselves again. I know we have a few from yesterday, but Jeff wasn't here yesterday. So if you would just introduce yourself, the organization, and the state or the country that you are in.
All right. My name is Jeff Weiss. I am with the Minnesota DNR, so appropriately in Minnesota, in the United States.
Thank you. Mahili.
Hi everyone, I'm Maithili from Wisconsin. Right now I'm working at EOR as a civil engineer.
Thank you. Scott.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm going to ask a dumb question in a minute and ask Jeff what DNR is, but anyway.
Oh, Department of
I'm
Natural
Scott.
Resources, sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. I was going to guess that, but anyway.
Yeah, okay, sure.
I'm Scott. I'm from New South Wales in Australia. I'm an environmental manager in a local council. Yeah, with a diverse team. So good to be here.
Thank you. Aaron.
I am Aaron Gwinnett with Emmons and Alder Resources as well, here in the Coralville, Iowa office, water resources engineer. And yeah, there we go.
Okay, thanks. Pete.
Pete Cangelosi. I am a retired environmental engineer. I spent half my year in Florida and the other half in Minnesota. In Florida, I part of a group that does watchdog work on a Lee County, which is Fort Myers area, and how they operate their conservation land preservation program. Originally, when I moved down there, I did volunteer work for the Corps of Engineers and learned about wetland permitting and administration. So,
Hey, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Pete.
a long time ago, I worked for Diane with the Minnehaha Creek Watershed District here in the Twin Cities in Minnesota.
All right. Well, thank you all. This is great. So the purpose of today's workshop is to introduce you to some of the key concepts to reduce your physical exhaustion. And I'm going to be sending you a copy of the practices that we review today. I will also send you a link to the presentation, and those of you that were here yesterday received that link already. The purpose of today is just to spend about 15 minutes as a presentation and then 15 minutes for Q&A so that we can get you out of here in a half an hour. So, all right, so this is what you'll see for the key concepts. So your body knows true health comes from being plugged into the life force and having an energy that's flowing through all of us. In different cultures, this energy is called qi, that's in Chinese culture. It's called ki in Japan, and in India, it's called prana. So everything that we do throughout the day either strengthens or expands, or strengthens or weakens our life force. So everything is connected through energy, and you're all scientists, you know this. Energy is made of waves and particles, and they are constantly in motion or vibration. There are many laws that govern our universe, and as we know, like one of them is the law of attraction, and the law of attraction is something that means like attracts like. We also know about the law of gravity, and that is, doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person, if you step off the top of a building, you're going to fall. So Einstein, who frankly, until I started working in this field, did not know how many things wonderful quotes he has, and a number of them I depend on. And one of them is that everything vibrates. Everything you see around yourself is vibrating at one frequency or another. And of course, you are also vibrating. So everything in the universe is energy, including you. And if you aren't experiencing a great feeling of energy in your life right now, you're not experiencing who you're meant to be. We're all meant to be having abundant flowing energy in our bodies. That's really, it doesn't depend on your age or what's happening to you. It's, you're supposed to be experiencing this vitality. So the goal here is to create that strong flow of energy in your body, or prana, as you move through your work. And as we know, this whole program is all about stress and handling it. And one of the things that we're trying to do is to focus on getting that energy cleared. So as we've talked, vibrations are at different frequencies, and our 5 senses help interpret that frequency. So everything in the world is made up of energy, as we said, and energy is emitted as a expansion or a contraction. So either things are being contracted in your life or they're being expanded in your life. And I want you to just do a little experiment with me. So put your arms like this around yourself. And I want you to say, I feel really happy. Do you feel? You can't. You just simply can't do that. And if you go like this and you go, I feel really sad and mad, you can't. It's just not possible. So that's what, the difference is between expansion and contraction. And why does it matter if you're expanded or contracted? Because of that energy again, how the energy flows. So you can see on this diagram that the highest level is being in love, appreciation, being in joy. That's when you're vibrating at the most optimal level, when you are your best self. And down at the lower levels are fear, grief, depression. How many of us have not been disappointed with what we see? Well, that's kind of a low energy right there. We need to be focused on doing the best that we can, so that we can be operating much more efficiently and effectively. So here's just another diagram of what the difference is for emotions between unhappiness and happiness, contraction and expansion. Disease is a dis-ease. The opposite, of course, is ease. Why do we care? Again, because the happier we feel, the more expanded that we feel, the happier and more balanced we are. You might recognize this from yesterday. Notice what you're noticing. Well, it's really important as you are going through your day, if you have a thought or you have a feeling and you are aware of it, to recognize it, to think, okay, so I see that. I recognize that that has come up. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to criticize it. Just be aware of what it is. And if you want to get to at a higher level of energy, like that diagram that I showed, try to raise your level. Try to, Pete had his cat visit us yesterday. So one of the things you could do if you have cats or dogs or whatever, focus on your cats or dogs, because they are really in the present moment. And how can you not be happy unless they're misbehaving? How can you not be happy connecting with them? That will bring you right up. And actually, that's one of the highest levels. You'll be at the love level. So it's just, again, just being aware of where you're at is going to make all the difference for you. So I'm going to start doing some practices with you. And I want, if you're brave enough, I know you're online, but if you're brave enough, do them with me. If not, that's okay. But I will do them so that I can demonstrate to you. So this first one I was taught, it's called the bounce and shake. And let me change my screen so you can see me a little better. There we go. So the person that taught this to me, Marcy Scheimoff, actually does this in the back of a plane when she's getting really anxious and feeling like she's got to move around. So what you do is you stand with your feet shoulder width apart and your hands are down. You can't see them right now, but they're down all the way. And what you start to do is shake your hands and you start bouncing on your knees. Now, not jumping, but bouncing. You're bouncing on your knees and you're shaking your hands. And you're doing this for about 20 seconds. And then you move up from, my hands are at my thighs. You move up to your waist. And you're still shaking those hands and bouncing. And about 20 seconds. Then you go up to your shoulders and you shake. And then you go over your head like you're at a rock concert and you're really excited about the songs they're playing on stage. About 20 seconds again. And then you move back down, shoulders. Waist. Thighs. And if you don't feel energized after that, you got to do it again. So it is just something that I think it's pretty amazing. So if you're feeling lethargic, can't get going, you're feeling overwhelmed, just what you're doing is you're moving your energy around. And that's going to make all the difference. Okay, let me move this back down. Okay. So the second one would be body awareness. And this one I'd like you to do with me as well. I can't actually read it and do it at the same time to demonstrate to you, but it's somewhat like a meditation, but it's very fast. And you can do this anywhere at any time. If you're feeling like you just need to ground, and ground would be so that you're feeling that your energy is at a peaceful place, that you're not running all these thoughts through your head, that you're getting to the point where you're feeling more in control of things. So what you do is you sit quietly with your eyes closed and you take a few deep breaths through your nose. What you notice is where in your body you're feeling uncomfortable or you're feeling tension. If you don't feel tension, then focus upon where you're feeling really good. And ask that part of your body what it needs. You may hear an answer. Or you might receive a picture of what your body wants. Maybe it wants to go outside for a walk, or maybe it wants to lay on the grass, or maybe it wants to get something out of the fridge. But whatever it is, tune into it. And stay in that position, keep sitting until you feel like it's complete. If you have other parts of your body that you want to check in with, do that. Check in with those parts of your body. And when you're finished, send loving energy throughout your body, especially to the place that you just listened to. And then thank your body for communicating with you. So for folks that were going through that practice, how did that feel?
Calming.
Great. Were you surprised at how that felt to connect specifically with your body?
Becoming aware of where you have discomfort so quickly was a little surprising.
Ah, okay. Great. Super. Well, thank you for taking the risk and deciding to do this with me. I know it's sometimes these things seem to be a bit out of the box, but they really do work. And but not for everybody. So again, like I said yesterday, take what fits and just ignore the rest. So this next one is called the breath of fire. And this is one, if you're feeling lethargic, if you're feeling like you're too much in your head. And what we're trying to do with this one is we're raising the fire within your body from your core. And I'll explain more about that. So as we talk, prana is a vital healing energy. And what we want to do is work with it from your belly. And your belly is your core, as you know. And so what we're trying to do here is bring the energy that's in your core up into the rest of your body. And so we're doing it with breath. And as we talked yesterday, breath is the connection between your body and mind. And breath is so important for just, obviously we have to breathe or else we die, but it's also so important for you to help manage your emotional levels, to manage what you're feeling, and also to deal with, like we just did, any pain that might be in your body. So this is called pranic healing. And what we'll do is we'll start, now this one I'll have to just explain to you because it's hard to, I'll show you a little bit, but it's hard to have me show you this. And again, if you're feeling comfortable with this, please go ahead and do it along with me. So what you do is you start with acting like you're going to be lighting a fire underneath you. So what we do is I'm going to ask you to just drop down to your belly. And those of you who have done meditation before know that one of the things that's important is that when you're breathing, that you're breathing not from your chest because that's shallow, but you're breathing from your belly. So what we want you to do is work with your belly, and you start there and take a big belly breath. So when you're inhaling to breathe, your belly is supposed to be going out. So just give that a try. When your belly is out. And then when you exhale through your nose, not your mouth. You exhale through your nose. So what I want you to do with this though is when you're exhaling, you're actually then taking your belly and you're pulling it back to your spine. So I'm going to inhale here. And so my belly is now concave, so it's connecting with my spine. And then when I exhale, I'm exhaling through my nose. And then my belly releases. Does that make sense to you? Okay. So what we want to do is do this as quickly as we can. So we're actually kind of thinking like you're blowing out a candle, but you're doing it with your nostrils. So just kind of watch this. And you do that in and out with your belly at the same time you're doing your breath. So again, inhale, your belly is big, exhale. And then you release your belly, so it's relaxed. So again, I'll do it again. The purpose of doing it as quickly as you can is to get every circuit going in your body, that your energy is moving. And it's kind of a simple process. It's just your nose and your belly that you need to do this with. But again, it can really get things moving. And it's called pranic healing. It's the breath of fire. So does anybody have any questions on that? I know it sounds a little vague. But try. And again, I'm going to print this out for you so that you'll have it available. Okay, so we'll go to the next one. So this is a practice called laughter. So when we were young, we laughed about at least 100 times a day, didn't we? I mean, but as we got to be adults, we got more serious. We might laugh 20 times a day, maybe. But what if laughter was a great way to improve our health? Well, guess what? It is. So there is a technique that the Japanese have. It is called Sacho Noi. I hope I said that right. I'm not sure. It means truth of life or laughing practice. And so it's not he or ho. It's ha 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 ha. And you got to get your head involved in it too. So it starts with a little prayer. And again, if you're not feeling bashful, join me with this. It's a prayer. It's the spirit of joy dwelling in me, ever present. I call you forth now. And then you put your hands on your belly and you throw your head back and you go, ha 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 ha. Now, I probably sound like the Wicked Witch of the West there, but that, and again, how can you not feel energized when you do that? Now that, of course, you have to do with your door closed because people will think something's really wrong with you. But give it a try. And again, it's something that it's pretty much instantaneous. It brings you up if you're feeling like you need a little help. So, all right. So those are the 4 practices that I wanted to review with you today. So are there any questions that you might have? Okay, all right. Well, I'm so grateful that you're here today and helping participate in this workshop. And just to let you know, I have a workshop coming up in a couple, I guess 6 weeks. It's called the Nature of Us Workshop, and you'll be getting information on that. Because you've attended my master classes, you will be given the opportunity to take the workshop at a drastically reduced price, and then we have bonuses that go along with that. So you'll be getting that. So tomorrow, we are going to be talking about how we deal with all the different priorities in our lives. You know, how do we choose when we're feeling that everything is a priority? So again, I will send you the exercises. I haven't put them together yet, but I will. I'll give you the video of our presentation today. And you'll use the same link that you used yesterday. And I hope to see you there. And I hope this has been helpful. Oh, good. All right. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Bye.
It's good stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks.